If you've been around online enough, you might have heard of the term hill shading, and you might not know exactly what it is or what it's used for. Hill shading is basically where you take a light source and place it above a terrain in 3D space and use these shadows and highlights in order to create a 3D visualization. There are three main use cases for it, that being avalanche risk assessment, solar exposure, and agricultural, and then lastly you can use it for actual terrain visualization and presentation output. For these three examples, we're going to be heading over to the Rocky Mountains in BC, as well as the Okanagan Valley, and then lastly we're going to be heading over to Whistler in the mountains to see exactly how this works. If these are topics that you might enjoy, please be sure to stay subscribed and notified for when we next upload so that you don't miss the next video. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get right into things. Okay, so first things first, I've already gone ahead and set up the site with everything we might need. If you want to know how to do that, please check the tutorial in the description that will go over the basics of everything in the Equator platform, how to set up your first site, how to set up your first project, and most importantly, how to generate LiDAR data within the Equator Studios platform. So if you want an introduction to all that, please check out that video. It will be linked in the description below. Now, before getting into the specifics about the Hillshade data layer, I want to talk about how you can customize this layer to your liking. So if you click on the data layer itself on our project, you have these four customization options, this being brightness, contrast, saturation, and alpha. We can see here if we change these values around, we can actually customize this very well to our liking. We can also change the alpha value so that we can have the underlying landscape also appear underneath. So we already talked about what hill shading actually is, and the result of it is pretty intuitive. It's almost a photographic representation of what the terrain landscape actually is, and is immediately readable at a glance, even to someone who has never looked at elevation data before. Right away, you can see just how much depth and definition the hillshade adds to this mountainous terrain. The ridgelines, valleys like this one, and steep faces all pop out immediately in a way that a flat base map like this, as seen from above, can't really replicate. Now for slope and avalanche risk analysis, this is actually incredibly useful. The areas where the hillshade goes darkest are your steepest and north-facing slopes, such as this one. And those are exactly the kinds of areas where snow tends to accumulate and where avalanche risk tends to be the highest, especially on mountains that are a bit higher than this one. And if I layer the contour data here as well, you can start to cross-reference the slope angle from the contour spacing with the shaded relief to really zero in on the most problematic zones. For mountain safety planning, ski resort development, or infrastructure routing through alpine terrain, having this kind of immediate visual read on slope and general terrain analysis is a huge advantage over trying to interpret the raw elevation numbers alone. Now let's head over to the Okanagan Valley, and it's really interesting because it shows a completely different side of what hillshade data can actually do. The Okanagan, of course, is one of Canada's most important agricultural regions where wines, grapes, tree fruits, and a whole range of crops that are highly sensitive to sun exposure and microclimates are grown. And hillshade is one of the best tools available for understanding exactly how sunlight hits a piece of land throughout the day and across seasons. So here's our hillshade layer for this site. What you're looking at is essentially a snapshot of how light falls across this landscape at a given sun angle, as discussed before. And for stuff like agricultural purposes, this is extremely useful data for mapping out where you need to be planting your crops in accordance to where the sun falls. Southern facing slopes are going to be the warmest, most sun exposed areas, which for planting vineyards, in this case here, is exactly where you want to be planting. For north facing slopes on the other side sitting in the shadow, those are going to be significantly cooler and less productive for heat loving crops. Just by looking at a hillside, a farmer or land planner can immediately identify which parts of a property are going to perform best for a given crop without needing to run any additional analysis. And lastly, we've got Whistler, and this one's a bit different than the other two we just discussed, as it's more about presentation and visualization more than anything. Right here, I'm just going to turn on the 3D cutaway so that we can isolate this piece of landscape all on its own. One of the things that Hillshade does really well is make terrain data accessible and readable to people who aren't geospatial professionals. If you're putting together a report, a proposal, or a client presentation, and you need to show the terrain in a way that immediately communicates the shape and character of the landscape, Hillshade is probably one of the best tools that you've got in your arsenal. So here's the hillshade for Whistler, and right away you can see how visually compelling this is. The valley corridors, bowls, and ridgelines are very clearly and intuitively communicated to the user, and if I combine this with a contour layer on top, you get something that looks extremely polished and professional while still being packed with useful elevation information. For landscape architects, environmental consultants, or really anyone who needs to present site data to a non-technical audience, this combination of hillshade and contours gives you a really strong base layer to build a report or presentation around. And with the export options in Equator, you can get this out into whatever format your workflow might need. To do that, you just go over here and click the download icon, and you can click between GeoTIFF, JPEG, and then PNG. Whether the options are bringing it into a report directly or taking it into one of the external softwares, we cover all of that in separate tutorials, which you can check out at our channel description down below. And that wraps up our look at the three main use cases for hillshade data, that being slope and avalanche risk analysis, solar exposure and agricultural planning, and also terrain visualization for reports and presentations. Hopefully this gives you a good sense about how versatile this data layer really can be, and how it can be complemented with point cloud and contour data as we covered in earlier tutorials. Used together, these layers can give you a complete picture of whatever landscape you might be working with. If you want to go back and check out these earlier deep dives, they are listed on our page, and the very first tutorial is listed down below in the description. Please stay tuned and stay subscribed for future videos and uploads coming from this channel. Take care.